Hey everybody! Today we are finally going to be doing our track review. We went to Laguna. This time around we're going to be reviewing Tommy's footage first, and then we're going to go with mine. What session was this?
This was, I think, maybe second or third, I don't remember.
Yeah, when you start building like that confidence, you definitely can. Actually, I don't even think you have to lift, depending on the car, obviously. This is always kind of tricky for me too, because you can end up killing off a lot of speed here.
You turn in a little earlier. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you go." I always think a little narrower coming in here compared to other people. Coming down is always fun. Go through. This is a high speed. So ideally, I wanted to be able to get a 151. So 151 was the PB that I did with R6. I had a 152 on the next lap, but unfortunately, like I got held up in traffic at the last like 2-3 corners. If not, I would have been able to get like a mid 152 to low 152. That double apex. Some people take it double apex, some people take it wide, and like I didn't double apex it completely, but the first one I usually take a little bit, just a little bit wide, and then come back in on the second apex.
Yeah, so I actually like that turn is interesting because I think depending on the car, depending on the person, usually people take it very differently.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like when I was in the novice group before and we had like our download meetings, we had this one guy that was hosting those meetings, and he was telling us that it really depends on the situation. If it was like, for example, like an actual race and you don't want people stealing your corners and stuff like that, then obviously you want to take it more tight because you don't want people coming on the inside, right? But then generally, if it's just HPDE or if it's time attack, he said he usually takes it wider.
Going back, like I remember with the R6, like I did a 151, but also we had a wider, stickier tire. The R's always had like more power, so and it was like some of these high-speed corners, it was probably more confidence-inspiring anyway with the front-wheel drive. Like for example, that left kink that goes up the hill, like with the R6, I would be able to like flat out do that like apex, but this time around, like I didn't feel as confident. Tired and the chassis.
For my lap, when I went to Laguna that day, I actually had a goal in mind. My prior PB with chatter on the same setup was 203. And I went there hoping for a 201. And then I was able to finally get 205 in the second session. The third session was also 205, and then I was just kind of stuck there. I've actually locked up my brakes before, and that actually took a really big hit on my confidence as a driver, and so it really kind of like set me back more than where I originally was at. Until, this day at Laguna, For me, I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to see how far I can really brake, testing the limit of that braking zone. I came in from that session, and I've never seen this before. My front wheels had like
coated with dust,
coated with like dust, and I didn't even know stock brake pads could do something like that from just one session. And I was actually able to get a 201. I think it was really attributed to braking much later and really harder, and then also carry much more speed in the very last turn down that main straight. And I think due to my alignment, and made the car able to carry that, had that grip to carry that speed and momentum through. So unfortunately, my GoPro wasn't able to capture the 201 footage, but the closest thing before it ran out of battery was a 204 lap. This 204 lap, I think, shows how I kind of got there. It's kind of like through these laps, I keep building my confidence, and that's kind of how I got to that 201.
Quite peaceful.
Yeah, you don't hear any like noise when I drive. It's like the car's like off.
Quick hard, I'm sure.
I'm always scared I'll miss it and I just like shoot off over here. And you know, I find that Laguna, especially for my car, these like lighter, lower horsepower cars, there's a lot of points in there where you can trail brake, and I actually trail brake a lot during Laguna. Like this, the previous
and then this
corner, like I end up trail braking a lot, and that kind of helps me not needing to slow the car down as like too much, not to slow the car down too much.
Relax your feet.
The straights are just way too long.
Yeah, no power going up there.
No. Dude, believe me, my foot is like flat to the floor.
Oh, so you're going pretty wide actually.
Yeah, I do. This one I actually touched the green.
Yeah.
Because I see that as like a potential like
save some time.
Part of the track. I don't actually see it as like not an area where I can like apex. So I actually hit it really early on, which I find to be super beneficial because then it opens the track up a lot wider. For me. Yeah, I actually don't even need to cross all the way on the other side. That's me checking the time.
Good lap.
The next track day for us is Sonoma.
Sonoma, late September, so...
Yeah, it's quite a bit far out, but it's another really fun track. I haven't been there in probably 2-3 years now. It's been so long.
We only been there once.
We've been there once,
so.
yeah. And I was still a very much like new driver. Back then, so I'm very interested to see, you know, like, I don't even have a PB lap from last time. I didn't even time myself. That was like how new I was at it when I went. But I still remember the track a lot. I remember it to be so much fun, the rhythm of the track, the pace, you know, like all of those uphills and then it leading downhill, the carousel, like that's my favorite part. So I would say it's one of my favorite tracks that I've ever been to, so I'm super excited. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting Spec Egg content.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
Thank you. Bye.